Alright guys, well, welcome back. Here we are today, out here gonna do a little bit of burbot fishing. It's evening time right now. It's one of the better times, I guess you could say, for burbot, here at least in Okanagan Lake anyway. Early mornings can be pretty good, but evenings, for me, by far, always been better. One thing I did want to mention is there's a lot of people that seem to think Rattlesnake Island is the only place to catch burbot on Okanagan Lake. That is wrong. There are many places to catch burbot on Okanagan Lake. It's a huge lake. There's a fair number of burbot, and they live in various areas throughout the entire lake. There is no two spots to catch burbot on this lake. Anybody interested in going out and trying to catch one, you have a boat, I would suggest checking out different features of the land, looking at the structure of the bottom. Look for drop-offs close to shelves, where it gets, really deep and comes up really quick onto a shallower shelf. A lot of times the burbot will be in around 70 to 125, even 150 feet of water. Particularly in the evenings, they're gonna move up from the deeper portions onto those shelves. That's where the feed is, and that's where they're gonna go when the sun starts to go down to get food. A lot of the burbot in Okanagan Lake feed on crayfish. Many burbot that I've gutted from this lake are full of crayfish. So, and that's not only Rattlesnake Island, that's many different places on this lake. So for today's setup, all I'm using is basically a cod kind of a jig. Don't even know what it's called. I added some glow paint to it so it glows quite a bit. That is one of the key things you want to have for burbot when you're fishing, especially in the low light conditions. They're attracted to the glow. Not super necessary, but it does help out, I believe. I'm going to tip this with a little bit of shrimp, and I'm going to put a couple of dew worms on here as well. I'm going to drop it down. I'm going to wait until it hits the bottom. I'm going to jig it a couple times, not crazy jigging. More often than not, it's going to be less action, more attraction. Burbot will take erratic jigs, but I found more often than not, they do like just a little bit of movement. Sometimes even leaving it sit still with bait on can get some good results as well. Sometimes they don't want it to move at all. So I'm going to start out probably in 115 feet, and I'm going to make my way as it gets later in the evening shallower towards 90, 80 feet kind of a thing. And I'm just going to cover ground. Give it a good 15 minutes, even up to a half an hour per spot. If you don't get anything, then move around a little bit. Pay attention to your sonar. If you see any fish right down on the bottom, there's a good chance those are going to be burbot. Many times I've had fish on the bottom in 100 feet of water, and sure enough, I got a burbot. So not always does your fish finder show the burbot. A lot of times I've hooked them without even seeing a single fish down there. So you just never know. If the fish are there, chances are they're going to bite. Burbot are pretty aggressive, and they're not hard to catch as long as you are in a zone where the fish are. If you're not where they are, you're going to be wasting a lot of your time. Stay tuned. For the most part, that's all you need right there. Even just a single worm can do the trick. I like to put on 2 worms. That's just what I like to do. Just like that, and those worms are going to give some natural action down there as well. So, and the other thing that I like to do is I like to put some scent on. This is crayfish scent. You can use whatever kind of scent you want. I've had good success with herring scent or anchovy scent. Sometimes the garlic tuna works. They're not a picky fish. If they're there, they're going to probably eat. So it's just finding them. That is the key. So I'm down on the bottom. I reel up a little bit. Basically just little jigs. Bump the bottom, lift up, hold it still. It's a little bit early right now in the evening yet. Once the sun starts to go down, that's when things generally start to happen. Also, braided line is a good option to the monofilament. Braid doesn't have a lot of stretch in it, so when you're vertical jigging, you tend to present more action to the jig, and you can also feel those fish a lot better when they bite. You get a better hook set as well. Monofilament has more stretch in it. When you're fishing deep, there's a lot of stretch in that line, so it's not as effective from the tip of your rod down to your jig. Alright guys, well, I think I got a burb. Sorry I didn't get the hook set, but boy, usually when that sun crests over the mountains is when it usually happens. Let's see. "120 feet. Oh, there he is. Nice one. Nice. Heck yeah. And that is how you do it. Oh yeah. That is why you come out here, fish for these things early morning, last light in the evening. Nice little snake, not a huge one, but still a good size. Look at that, eh? Just a unique looking fish. Some people think they're ugly, but I think they're pretty cool looking, especially these Okanagan ones. They got really cool patterns on them. Like, cool leopard pattern. Like, look at that, eh? Friggin' awesome. Smells fishy.
The lightning shows my weakness, the thunder knows my secrets, the storm is like a brother, it knows me like no other, so let it rumble, let it roll.
Frickin' awesome.